Alright, what is up, guys? Losing Manic here, and um, I had different videos planned out for today, but I can't do one of them because my stupid I can't. I've been obsessed with storing stuff on my phone, so I have to limit how much I can talk about. So this time I got 18 minutes, so I'm taking huge advantage of this. I mean, you have to forgive me. I just got out of the shower a couple minutes ago, so my hair is still nice and wet. I did plan on knocking on the vegan teacher, but I feel like she's getting so much shit. I don't need to. I do have a non-vegan option or I do have a non-vegan food right now. I'm let that cool down. Just got out the microwave like literally 47 seconds ago, if that. So today I'm gonna talk about my favorite Fallout, or I'm gonna review the Fallout 4 DLCs. Now, let me be frank, I'm not going to be talking about the smaller ones like the Contraptions and the Wasteland. I will talk a small bit about the Vault-Tec Workshop because I have stuff to say about that. Now, I didn't plan on making this because I have a negative thought on the Vault-Tec Workshop. I was like, I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm like, why not? Let's do it anyways. So, the first DLC is Automatron, the Automatron DLC. I think it's pretty good. I do like the fact that they implement Robo Brains, which is like the only if you have the vanilla game, Robo Brains don't show up anywhere in the game at all. So the fact that you can make Robo Brains in this with the Automatron DLC is pretty cool. And I will say making I feel like making robots or making robots kind of helps out the Minutemen. You could use it to improve the Minutemen in some way, like you can make the robots do like transfers or supply lines. That's the word for it. Do supply lines from different to different types of settlements or different settlements. I couldn't. It's been once since I played this game, so I'm a bit rusty. I played the game for 2 hours yesterday, and then I went back to Cyberpunk. So yeah. So Automatron is really good. It's definitely not in my top. Hold on, one. I would say it's not definitely not in my top five, but there's like four main DLCs aside from the Wasteland Workshop and the Contraption. So whatever. But it's definitely not on the lower end. It's probably number 3 on the list. So yeah, and I am going in order based off this. I don't know when these came out, so you have to forgive me. So next is Far Harbor, by far my favorite DLC. Close, either number 1 or close second with my second favorite DLC, which I'll talk about in a moment. Which it's probably obvious which one it is at this point. Again, a lot of the times I talk about in my Fallout 4 videos that I love kind-hearted characters. And this goes along the lines of Piper and Nick Valentine. Now they do, and what I like about this is Far Harbor offers something for Nick Valentine. And it's good so I'm not having to constantly use Piper or X688 for my Institute character or whatever. And instead, I make use of Nick Valentine. And I love the way that they implement the DLC in. You start in Diamond City, and then Ellie calls on you and Nick to help with a case that that Ellie received while Nick and you were out or whatever. Assuming you took Nick along for the reunions. Which I think I think it's expected to. I think you're expected to bring Nick with you to the reunions or during the reunions quest. So that's why I say after the reunions quest, after you get back to Diamond City and you have to talk to Piper in Diamond City. Because that's the only time Ellie ever really talks to you is if you take. Because if you don't take Nick with you to reunions, then Ellie just won't talk to you until after that. But then otherwise, whatever. So, but I do love Far Harbor. It does give you options because there's multiple different ways you can go at this, and you kind of feel and you can kind of either feel disappointed or very like hopeful or happy. I do love getting a good ending, and I feel like Peace Among the Island is kind of the best ending because you end up killing, um, who is it? High Confessor Tectus or, Confessor Tectus, whatever. Um, so yeah, something like that is pretty interesting. And I love the enemies in the game. They add new ones like fog crawlers, and gulpers and anglers. A lot more Mirelurks too. I gotta say, Mirelurks are my favorite enemy in Fallout 4. Um, not I can't say the same for fucking Fallout 3 or Lake Lurks for New Vegas because I have bad history with those. So yeah. So there's that. Um, Next is the Vault-Tec Workshop, my least favorite DLC in this goddamn game. What the fuck? I understand this is used to get more familiar with, or this whole DLC is based around settlement building, which if you're not creative like I am, you make like a god awful vault, and it's terrible. And not to mention the fact that you have to clear out a death claw, ghouls, a Mylar Queen, some rad scorpions, just to improve upon your vault, make it bigger, and overall, it's just this whole DLC just seems one big. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I always avoid that one. Even although I did say that I would have to go back and do if I ever do a sit down and properly do a proper Minuteman character, I may have to do that one because I need to get all the achievements, even though I'm playing with mods, so there's no way to do that. But yeah, not a huge fan of this one. If you wanted me to rank all of these, the Vault-Tec Workshop is bottom, and then Automatron, and then next is Nuka World, which means Far Harbor would be number one. Speaking of which, Nuka World. Oh my god, this DLC is so much fun. Now, I will admit, there were a few things. I was a bit late, like massively late to the whole Fallout 4 train. So this is my first copy of the game. This is my only copy of the game. So I do have all of them. But I do watch a lot of Fallout 4 videos. And one of the stuff, I forgot who said it. I think it was JV 2017. He talked about on how it would be interesting if Piper was involved in the Nuka World DLC because there's going to be raiders, and as you guys may remember from her backstory, her father was killed by her father got killed because the mayor of the settlement, or the leader of the settlement, was gonna let raiders sack the place. And since Piper's dad found out, or he was gonna turn in the mayor, but the mayor got to Piper's dad first. So I would have thought, I do think it would have been interesting if like maybe the operators or the disciples of the pack were involved. I think it would have been interesting if like Piper had something to it. But then after learning that Preston's involved, I was like, yeah, that makes more sense. It makes huge amounts of sense. Now, the thing with me is Nuka World as a whole is really fun. I don't enjoy playing an overboss character because I'm too soft-hearted for something like this, and the fact that you kidnap others and you have Preston to deal with as a whole, it just seems. Preston yells at you. I don't like being yelled at a lot. I will admit, I'm an asshole, but even I have my limitations. If I piss you off up to the extent that you yell at me or get rude, I'll apologize. But Nuka World as a whole is so much fun. They have amazing weapons. All you guys may know this because I talk about it a lot. My favorite character is Fudge Muppet's assassin character. That is by far the most fun I have whenever I play Fallout. And the fact that they add a new weapon or a new melee weapon to make the assassin character even better is so awesome. So yeah, and a little fun fact. If you do a stealth melee character, kind of like Fudge Muppet's Assassin or Fudge Muppet's Stalker character, I do advise siding with the Disciples because you get an amazing instigating Disciples blade with the cutlass on it. Holy hell, it is so much fun, and it is one I advise all of you to try. It's because, and it kind of fits with the playstyle of those characters, because most of the time you're going to sneak up on enemies who have a short distance or who have a lot of health because you're going to be traveling alone. So with something like that, you can get some amazing, you could one-shot all of the enemies if you use Lone Wanderer and some of the luck stat. So something like that is so awesome. One I advise everyone use. But as a whole, I love the way the weapons turn out in this game. Automatron doesn't really have a whole lot. In fact, they only have one, which is the Tesla rifle, which is alright. I haven't used it, but... Or I have used it, but not a whole lot. But from what I've witnessed, it's alright. Far Harbor has the lever action rifle and the radium rifle. I think those are the new ones. Radium rifle is kind of aggressive in a sense of like it's so annoying and loud. And the lever action rifle, I have nothing wrong with it. And then Nuka World has the handmade rifle, the thirst zapper, the paddle ball, the Disciples blade, which I find those funny, and the Kami Whacker. So a lot of interesting stuff. The enemies in the game are, they get kind of annoying because especially the one thing I hate about doing Nuka World is the Galactic Zone area, because of the fact that the Mr. Frothy's attack is radiation, which lowers your health, and the fact that they pull out insane numbers like 18 rats per second is god awful. So something like that does get pretty annoying, and the fact that the bloodworms show up out of nowhere and kind of sneak up on you is uncomfortable. Not to mention the what is it? The gator claws. The gator claws are pretty terrifying. Or they're alright. I just find them annoying, but otherwise, an amazing DLC, amazing stuff. They do offer new They do offer a new companion for each of them, except for the Vault-Tec. Those ones are pretty cool. Porter Gage kind of gets on my last nerves. Ada's alright. I haven't used Old Longfellow a lot. But I find it be interesting is Ada doesn't really offer a perk. That's the only downside I see. Is while Ada doesn't have like a like to dislike thing, I really wished she offered a perk. Whether it be a temporary perk, like if you have kind of like on how you do with like New Vegas, where if you have Veronica or Boone as a companion, they give you a bonus. I wish Ada was like that, like more damage to robots or whatever, or something like increased carrying capacity by 15% or something like that. But she doesn't. Porter Gage's like to dislikes is kind of all over the place. Old Longfellow is kind of. I have seen like Old Longfellow voice clips. He's pretty funny. He's one of. I will say if I used him more, I'm pretty sure he'd be one of my favorites because he loves whiskey, and I always have like this inside joke with myself that like whenever I play New Vegas or Fallout 4, I always get the whiskey because I don't know, whiskey's awesome, I guess. But otherwise, that is my list of DLCs, my rank of DLCs, my opinions on the DLCs for Fallout 4. So yeah, with that being said, if there's something I missed, leave in the comment section down below. Also, do you agree with my opinions? Let me, yes or no, tell me why in the comment section. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification if you do subscribe, because I don't have a schedule. And share this with your friend if you did enjoy and you really want to support this channel. You don't have to, but it's something I would really appreciate. Losing Manic out.